A sea of death. A mysterious force that swallows countless ships and aircraft? Is it a supernatural phenomenon? Or just a string of eerie coincidences? How can cruise ships weighing thousands of tons vanish without a trace? No wreckage, no remains? Hello everyone, welcome to the World in 10 Minutes series. Today we're diving into the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. I still remember, back in elementary school, the Discovery Channel would often feature mysterious stories about the Bermuda Triangle. This region, located in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean, is formed by drawing a triangle between Bermuda, Miami, USA, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. It spans about 1.16 million square kilometers. For decades, it has swallowed up countless ships and planes, leaving behind a trail of unsolved mysteries. It's easily one of the most enigmatic and feared regions on Earth. So today, let's uncover the truth behind the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. Our story begins in 1840. It was a sunny day when the merchant ship Mary Celeste set sail from France to the United States, carrying a valuable cargo of wine. The sea was calm and all seemed perfectly normal. But as the ship entered the Bermuda Triangle, it vanished without a trace, as if it had been swallowed by the ocean itself. Search efforts were launched, and weeks later, the Mary Celeste was finally discovered adrift near the triangle. Strangely, the cargo was completely untouched. There was plenty of food and fresh water on board, and even the crew's personal belongings were neatly arranged, as if they had just stepped away for a moment. But not a single person was found on the ship. The entire crew had vanished into thin air. Where did they go? What happened to them? To this day, no one knows. It remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries ever recorded. From that point on, the Bermuda Triangle became a no-go zone, a deadly region for both ships and aircraft. Now let's jump forward to March 4th, 1918. The USS Cyclops, a massive American Navy ship, set sail from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, headed for Norfolk Naval Base in the United States. It was carrying tons of manganese ore and 309 crew members. At the time, the Cyclops was considered highly advanced, equipped with powerful engines and state-of-the-art communications technology. It was also loaded with weapons and military supplies. But as soon as it entered the Bermuda Triangle, all contact was lost. The U.S. Navy launched a large-scale search operation. After all, this was a full-blown warship. Multiple Navy ships and aircraft were deployed, conducting grid-by-grid sweeps of the entire Bermuda Triangle region. But nothing was found. No wreckage, no signals, no bodies. It was as if the USS Cyclops had never existed. One pilot named John, who was flying a routine mission, accidentally entered the Bermuda Triangle. He later recalled that as soon as he flew in, he felt something strange. Like time and space had begun to warp. His cockpit instruments spun out of control, and the needles all pointed in the wrong directions. He tried to radio his base, but communications had gone completely dead. Just as he was losing hope and bracing for a crash, he suddenly saw a strange light in the sky. Within that glowing light, he swore he could see shadowy, mysterious figures moving. He didn't know what they were, but relying on instinct, he flew straight toward the light. After flying through it, he found himself in an unfamiliar world. The sky and ocean around him were colored in a way he had never seen before. He wandered through this strange place for a long time before finally finding a way back. When he returned to base, he shared his experience with others. But no one believed him. They all thought he had made it up. Yet John was convinced. Everything he saw and experienced was real. His bizarre journey became one of the most fantastical and mysterious parts of the Bermuda Triangle legend. And stories like John's aren't the only ones out there. Take Tom, for example, another sailor who had his own strange encounter. He reported that while his ship was traveling through the Bermuda Triangle, a sudden violent storm broke out. The wind and waves came so fast and strong that the ship was being tossed around violently, with a real risk of capsizing. As the crew scrambled to stabilize the vessel, Tom spotted a giant whirlpool forming on the surface of the ocean. It looked like a massive force was pulling the ship toward the center of the vortex. Tom and the crew tried desperately to steer the ship away, but nothing worked. Then, just as the ship was about to be swallowed, Tom felt his body grow weightless, as if some invisible force was lifting him up into the air. He opened his eyes and realized he was floating in midair, watching as the ship below slowly disappeared into the whirlpool. He drifted for a while before gently descending onto a small island he had never seen before. There were no people, only strange plants and bizarre animals. Tom survived alone on the island for several days before he was finally rescued by a passing ship. He told the crew everything that had happened. But again, most people didn't believe a word he said. And stories like these? There are countless others. Over the years, more than 1,000 ships and planes have gone missing in the Bermuda Triangle. So what exactly is causing these disappearances? Where did all these planes and ships go? Scientists and researchers have proposed several theories. Theory number 1: magnetic field anomalies. Some believe that the magnetic field in the Bermuda Triangle is drastically different from other parts of the Earth. There may be a highly unusual magnetic zone here that causes compass needles to spin uncontrollably. With navigation systems compromised, ships and planes can easily lose their way. Some scientists suggest there may be abnormal geomagnetic activity beneath the ocean floor, or interference caused by solar flares and cosmic radiation. These solar storms release streams of high-energy particles that could interact with Earth's magnetic field, causing sudden shifts, especially in regions like the Bermuda Triangle. That could explain why navigational tools fail and why travelers get disoriented. But while this theory explains why they get lost, it doesn't answer the biggest question. Where are the wrecks? Where are the remains? So, as plausible as it sounds, this theory still leaves major gaps. Theory number 2: time-space warp. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, powerful gravitational fields or concentrated energy can cause bends in space and time. Some believe the Bermuda Triangle may contain a hidden energy field, or even an astronomical anomaly, perhaps a micro-black hole deep beneath the ocean. Such a force could create space-time distortions, and when ships or planes pass through it, they might be sucked into a rift and transported to another dimension or point in time. In this alternate space-time, they'd simply vanish from our reality. If time-space warps do exist, objects that enter them might experience time shifts or be instantly relocated to another location in space. That could explain why some of the missing aircraft and ships have never been found again. They may not even exist in our world anymore. It's a theory that sounds flawless in logic, but the biggest issue is there's no solid evidence to support it. So, one theory suggests that the ocean floor beneath the Bermuda Triangle is rich in a substance called combustible ice, a natural gas hydrate. When underwater conditions suddenly change, due to earthquakes or volcanic activity, for example, these gas hydrates can rapidly decompose, releasing large amounts of methane gas into the ocean. This gas, similar to natural gas, rises to the surface, reducing the density of the surrounding water. As a result, buoyancy drops dramatically, and even massive ships can sink in an instant. On top of that, if methane enters the atmosphere, it can affect air density, disrupting aircraft engines and control systems, possibly leading to mid-air crashes. This theory has some scientific basis, but like many others, there's no solid proof yet. Theory number 4: the super whirlpool theory. The Bermuda Triangle is known for strange weather, and sometimes those weather anomalies lead to massive whirlpools. This one is supported by some real-world evidence. These whirlpools can span several kilometers in diameter and reach terrifying depths. They're believed to form due to a combination of ocean currents, underwater terrain, and severe weather. If a ship enters the zone of one of these whirlpools, the immense suction force can drag it to the bottom of the sea. Whether it's a cruise liner or a military vessel, nothing escapes. It's also believed that these whirlpools can affect the surrounding light and magnetic fields, confusing nearby aircraft and leading them to fly off course. Once they lose control, crashing into the sea becomes almost inevitable. This theory is relatively scientific and logical, and large whirlpools are indeed a known natural disaster at sea. Theory number 5. Alien intervention. For my longtime fans, you've probably been waiting for this one, right? Whenever something can't be explained, our minds naturally drift toward the idea of aliens. Some people believe the Bermuda Triangle may be an observation point or experimental zone for extraterrestrial civilizations. Perhaps aliens are intercepting human ships and aircraft, abducting, destroying, or simply toying with them for unknown purposes. While this theory lacks any direct evidence, when you consider the vastness of the universe and the possibility of intelligent alien life, it's not entirely out of the question. After all, our understanding of the universe is still incredibly limited. And if there truly is an alien base deep beneath the ocean in the Bermuda Triangle, then everything that has happened here might suddenly make sense. Theory number 6. Underwater pyramids. Some researchers claim to have discovered pyramid-like structures on the seafloor of the Bermuda Triangle. That's right, giant underwater pyramids. If true, this would be absolutely mind-blowing. These pyramids may be ancient ruins from a long-lost civilization, and they could be emitting unknown forms of energy or serving mysterious functions. Some speculate that the unique structure of these pyramids might be amplifying Earth's magnetic fields, causing intense magnetic anomalies. This could interfere with navigation systems and electronics, leading to ships and planes going wildly off course and disappearing without a trace. This theory overlaps with the alien base hypothesis, since both involve unseen forces and ancient mysteries. But until we actually go down there and look, these remain only theories. And so, Tony's final thought. You know, after looking into all these unsolved mysteries, I noticed they all seem to share something in common. Either humans can't reach those places, or we keep getting unverifiable eyewitness accounts. Every time a scientific expedition goes in, they come back empty-handed. So here's my bold theory. What if these places were never mysterious at all? What if humans simply use these inaccessible regions to hide secrets we don't want exposed? And the Bermuda Triangle? Maybe it's just the scapegoat. Otherwise, why is it that after decades or even a whole century, we still have no answers to these age-old mysteries? Let me know what you think in the comments.